I gotta say, I'm really pleased that Trax has formed such a solid relationship with John Deere over the past few seasons. John Deere is on the gas in the side-by-side industry, and they're making huge headway for one very important reason. Their side-by-sides are really good vehicles, and we've tested enough of them to know. From their pure utility units to their RSX sport utes, John Deere has surprised many with their ability to build high-quality competitive side-by-sides despite having almost no background in the recreational off-road industry. Until this year, John Deere's side-by-side lineup was lacking in one very important category though. Yes, they have full-size and mid-size side-by-sides, and yes, they have a number of different engine choices. But a 500 to 600 class mid-bore utility vehicle, something that would compete with the likes of the Polaris Ranger 570 and Arctic Cat Prowler 500, was missing. Enter John Deere's all-new Gator XUV 590i. This is exactly what the market's been asking for. In a typical John Deere fashion, this is one extremely customizable and adaptable side-by-side. The heart of the 590i is its 586cc overhead valve EFI V-twin engine. It outputs a claimed 32 horsepower and 32 pound-feet of torque. But before you get uptight about that 32 horsepower number, let me rationalize it for a moment. Other than Deere's full-bore RSX 860, none of their other vehicles put out overly impressive horsepower numbers, yet they all seem to impress us with their real-world performance. The 3-cylinder XUV 825i, for example, puts out a claimed 50 horsepower. In its class, that's just average, yet it manages to perform on the same level as vehicles with many more ponies under the hood. Does the 590i follow this formula? Yes and no. Around the yard or on the trail, its 32 horsepower and 32 pound-feet of torque are more than enough. But get it out in the open where it can really stretch its legs, and you'll find those legs are pretty short. Chassis-wise, the XUV 590 hits on all the important points for a utility-focused side-by-side. Independent double A-arm suspension that yields 8 inches of travel both front and rear, full lockable front and rear diffs with shiftable 4x4, 2-inch hitch receiver, it's all here. Power is transferred to the ground via a CVT and a high-low gearbox. In our opinion, the CVT on this vehicle could use a little tuning. Down low, it works excellent, but when we really start to push it, it struggles to shift out fully at top end. The 590i is available from the factory, set up with any combination of options or accessories you may want or need. You're not at all limited to buying off the showroom floor and having the dealer add extra bling later. Colors, seating, lighting, tires and wheels, attachments, accessories, power dump box. If you want it, you can have it pre-installed at the factory, just like at a car dealership. And wait times are only around 2 weeks to get your fully personalized XUV. Of course, EPS is an option, one we think is a borderline necessity these days. With a cargo capacity of 800 pounds and a towing capacity of 1,100 pounds, having EPS to help you maneuver is worth every penny. The XUV is more of a utility side-by-side that can play on the trail versus the other way around. And it's when you put it to work that it really shows its true colors. Around the farm, on the job site, or just out in the bush, it becomes very clear. This vehicle was designed by people who are going to use it themselves. The cargo box is sturdy and has an easy-to-operate release lever and a one-handed tailgate. Getting in and out of the vehicle is easy, and the seats are comfortable but functional. Things like 12-volt outlets are standard, switches and shift levers are all easy to reach and located in places that make sense. Our 590i is obviously a camo version with a winch, upgraded bumpers, and EPS. It's a really nice looking unit and has a lot of very useful features, but there's one thing we like about it more than anything else. It's gonna last a long time. John Deere is not known for building junk. In fact, they have a reputation for building vehicles that can outlast the operators. We think this XUV 590i fits into that category. A quick glance at how this vehicle is built will convince you, as it did us, that it's tougher than most. Boxed steel A-arms, super beefy chassis, exceptional build quality, it's everything you'd expect to find on a vehicle with John Deere written on the side. There really is only one thing stopping us from recommending the 590i as a side-by-side for just about anyone, and that's the price. It retails for quite a bit more jig than its competition. With that said, we think if you can afford to spend a little more on the XUV 590i, it would be worth it. You're getting a high-quality, highly capable, and ultra-solid vehicle that will serve you well for as long as you need it to, and probably even longer than that. If you've enjoyed watching this Dirt Trax TV segment, we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you'll never miss another update.